What up, what up, what up? Somewhere Coach Ro's throwing up dubs or something. Maybe he's throwing up an M and a dub. Maybe he's throwing up a mid. I don't know. We're going to find out, y'all. He's in the building. Y'all know what it is. Now, joining the conversation. We bring him to the stage. Let's see what's happening.
Good morning, all. Good morning. How are you on this fine morning?
On this fine morning. Oh, man. I am doing absolutely wonderful.
I had to put on the let me give some shout out to Paisley for the unique turtleneck I'm rocking today. Just a little something. How are you, Cess? How are you on this today?
Man, I ain't complaining, man. Listen, we got so much to get to.
Mm-hmm.
So little time to do it because Coach Ro, look, I'm going to tell y'all something. Coach Ro act like he be running out of here to a job. I'm telling y'all, I tell him he's something like Tommy from Martin. He ain't got no job, man.
Here we go.
He ain't got no job, man.
All right, see, audience, see how we started on the good foot? See how I initiated the positive energy? Here comes Cess.
It's that season. It's time to just get to it, you know. We're not taking no shorts, Coach Ro. We're not taking no shorts. We're not taking no shorts in.
I agree.
Shout out to the body armor. No thanks to Coach Ro.
Now wait a minute. Okay.
We on the mumble forever.
We on track. We gonna get it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna upload something, y'all, on my own, so you all can see the real story. I should have took footage of my trip to.
He gonna tell y'all. He gonna tell y'all he went and he couldn't find it and all that. But it's this thing called the World Wide Web, right? Where you can order stuff and get stuff from anywhere. Yeah, it worked like that, Coach Ro. But y'all know that normally we start with them dubs. Mm-hmm. But today, we're going to start with something a little different. Mm-hmm. Coach Ro is in the building, and he is going to talk to us about none other than these Detroit Pistons. So, with no further ado, let's hear how Coach Ro gonna fix the Motor City. Let's go, K. Cunningham.
Okay, so it's an all-time high of 22 losses in a row. The Pistons are
double deuces
in the worst shape that they've ever been, and of course, I did some research on this. I just want to give you all a little bit of a background. The Pistons started with a starting day lineup, which consisted of Cunningham, Ivy, Duran, Stewart. And
can you give first names in case some of them are familiar?
Okay.
Just by last name.
Yeah. So the Pistons started with the starting five was K. Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duran, Isaiah Stewart, and Oscar Thompson, the rookie, I believe was started. That didn't work too well. They didn't do well. They didn't mesh. I think there was a deception there because they won 2 of their first 4 games. But that's the NBA. Since that time, they've had multiple starting lineups. Now, the recent starting lineup is interesting because it's Oscar Thompson, Bogdanovic, Isaiah Stewart, Killian Hayes, and K. Cunningham. Now, what's missing from this is the number 5 overall pick from 2 years ago, which was Jaden Ivey. Now, you have to wonder what's really going on here. Now, you heard us right. They've lost 22 straight games. So clearly, doesn't matter who's on the floor at this point. Why wouldn't you start your 5th overall pick to get the experience, to get some some cohesion between the team to get to learn things. My theory is that Jaden Ivey did something, and he is now in the virtual doghouse with Coach. I think that Jaden Ivey may have checked out, but more importantly, the face of the team, Kay Cunningham, does not look comfortable at all. He continues to turn the ball over. I think that he's out of position, but I think that he's truly a 3. He's not a 2 at all. But when you look at this team, it's loaded with 2s and 3s. There's really one center, which would be Jalen Duren. Isaiah Stewart is not a center. I'm not going to speak about Wiseman because, one, I don't want to hear Cess laugh or bring up, which she just did. But there's no big man presence. Now, everybody raved about, when Bogdanovich come back. Okay, let's come to reality, everybody. Bogdanovich is not going to save the season for the Pistons. He should have been traded when he had the highest value that we could build. If you all recall, last year, Bogdanovich was one of the hottest names that came up in trade rumors to teams that were competing for a championship run. Similar to Mr. Markkanen over in Utah, Bogdanovich was that guy that was being brought up several times, and the Pistons wouldn't let him go. Now, can we say that is Coach's fault? I'm not going to go that far. I think that he was given a socket wrench and a screwdriver and was told to go fix an airplane. That's honestly what I think. He does not have the tools right now, nor the personnel. But the problem is, how long will he have? Because where they are right now, they're looking at 3 to 4 years to even start competing. Nobody's going to land here on free agency unless you overpay them or they're at the end of their career. That's the history of the Detroit Pistons. So this is why, audience, I held back on speaking about the Pistons. I wanted to see what they would do in a sample size of 25 or less games. And we see here now that this is going to get bad. So I'll stop there for now because me and Cess had some conversations off grid. I want to get your weigh in on this. The Pistons, please.
Well, simply put, I think they are a basketball team playing in an arena named after a pizza company. And that in itself could just be the problem.
Here we go.
No, I'm teasing. In all honesty, what I said to Coach Ro, and I flew here. He grew here. One of the things that I noticed right away, especially about the Pistons, was that there are no living legends around the team. No living legends around the team. Not any of the names that I'm really familiar with. I did make it to one game. It was a bobblehead game. I got a Ben Wallace bobblehead. Ben is still around. He was taking pictures, and he's a great asset to have around. But when you're talking about this, the bad boys, right? This is the bad boys. Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer, Tayshaun Prince, Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton. Where are these people and why aren't they in step with the organization? I don't understand why Detroit doesn't love their legends, but they're not here being active. And I think that would help. The other thing about the Pistons is I noticed that the Pistons organization doesn't reflect the city. It doesn't look like what the city looks like. It doesn't feel like what the city looks like. And at first I thought it was because they played in Auburn Hills, but they've been back in downtown Detroit long enough to look like Detroit. Okay? Now
Could you hear that?
Yeah, absolutely. We had the sad music going. Okay? It was perfect. It was just what I was saying. It's like it's been the death of Detroit basketball since I got here. Since the knocking down of the Palace. So I don't know how we fix that. I know that before I got here, there were some bad feelings, I guess, towards Joe Dumars, or I don't know if he was improperly, saddled with the responsibility of where the Pistons are right now. I don't know why Zeke isn't here. I mean, this is a guy who's done every job that you can do in basketball that you don't have around the league, that you don't have around your team, but brought you back-to-back championships, led you to back-to-back championships. I don't think I seen Zeke in Detroit since I got here. So I think it's the end of that era, and we got to
Yeah.
figure out
Hence the reasons for
where
the
they're going.
music, everybody.
Yeah.
It's the end. We've officially buried that era.
I don't know that you said something about 3 to 4 years. I don't know that we got 3 to 4 years to wait for this, man. They're gonna blow this thing up.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Even if it's whether it works or not, we're looking at 3 to 4 years. I think you're right. So, you give it another year for some minor moves, which won't make much of a difference. No free agents are going to come here.
No. You don't give it another year. Start blowing this thing up right now.
Which still is going to take 3 to 4 years.
I don't know if it comes in 3 to 4 years.
Well, here's the problem. The problem is
it's not a city that people want to come to.
And the Pistons historically hold on to bad draft picks for too long. Now we're going to do another segment very soon on players that were once Pistons that are doing nothing short of excellent in the league right now. I just saw another one last night, Dinwiddie playing for the Nets. People forget Dinwiddie was a Piston. So there's
KCP.
KCP, yes, Middleton. I mean, there's so many.
Got him a ring.
Yeah, Middleton. When got him one. I mean, there's so many players that play for the Pistons. But I really think let's keep an eye on this Jaden Ivey, whose family are Detroit natives, own the key to the city pretty much. What's going on with him and coach for him to not be playing? Something's going on there, and
I think the coach on the hot seat, yo.
Yeah, I disagree with that. We've had this debate off camera. I don't think the coach is on the hot seat. I think that the coach gets on the hot seat if he utters, hey, we may want to look at getting somebody for Cade Cunningham. That's when I think he'll be on the hot seat. The Pistons commit to their draft picks.
That could be a real hot take, though. That could be a real hot take. Listen, Cade Cunningham definitely has some basketball talent. He's not a Batman from what I see so far. And I don't know if that's because Detroit's holding him back. I don't know if that's just the style. I don't know if it's been injuries. I don't watch enough Detroit basketball, y'all, to really give an in-depth analysis. I would have to do a deep dive on that. But he feels like one of those players who may benefit from a fresh start somewhere.
Cade Cunningham is a 3.
Yeah.
And I don't think we have a sample. Well, I think he would benefit from somebody else being the alpha on the team.
But not only that, nobody's coming to be the alpha.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're right. I'm agreeing with you that he has to go elsewhere.
So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Fresh start. Maybe in New York. Maybe in Brooklyn.
Yeah, we're gonna see. It's gonna be
not Chicago.
No.
I just feel like the era of Michael Jordan is still very much alive in Chicago, and it's hard to go in and make it your own team. So I wouldn't want to send him there, but I just think the young man may benefit from a fresh start, especially because, like I said from the beginning, I didn't think he wanted to be a Detroit Piston, but that's where he was going to end up. So
yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that. We're gonna have to talk about that too, because I think you don't turn down a number 1 pick. You don't turn down being picked overall. But I think reality set in during his first season. If we recall, he had an injury that was questionable. The fans were kind of questioning. Remember, he started the season off being hurt. And everybody was like, is this real? Like, what's really going on here? So, yeah. All right. Thank you all.
Not also, yeah, all right. No, not like that. He doesn't want to be here. I mean, he's been here long enough.
Well, the losing doesn't help. I'll put it that way. If they were winning, would he want to like absolutely be here? Maybe not 100%, but it would be a better environment for him. I think it's cold and you're losing.
He says cold. How many millions of dollars is he making to be cold?
But look, this is his third. See, here's the thing, though. Was interested in that. I know we got to move on, but just real quick, you got this is K's third season. This is Killian's fourth season. People forgot about Killian Hayes coming over from France. But he's done something in practice or whatever that won over coach, and he's playing. This is Isaiah Stewart's fourth season. The veteran on this team is Bogdanovich, Bojan. But it's his 10th year. Should have traded him when you had a chance.
I know we're not talking about the trade of Bogdanovich as what's wrong with the Pistons. We are not talking about.
No. I'm just talking about like last year. There could have been some stock. I mean, people were offering some late first round, early second round. I remember they were offering some expiring contracts, something, some equity for Bogdanovich. He really was a hot topic to be traded. Everybody thought he was going to be traded, and he wasn't. So.
But this is the thing: the Pistons aren't one trade away.
No,
they're not one trade. They're not one trade away.
Absolutely
not.
I agree.
No,
I agree. Absolutely not. And it surprises me that the former man in charge of OKC is doing so horrible at this time, Weaver. We'll talk about him too. So thank you all for letting us handle those. Thank you for attending the memorial service.
Yeah, we gotta get the Pistons out of here. And so
I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan. All right.
It's not exactly a memorial service coming up for this next team, but we could be at the wake.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. We could be at the wake. It could be at the wake, and I'm fair, and I'm firm, and I'm honest, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I feel like my man Curry is like this right here on the screen. What the fuck? Okay, period. I'm disgusted with what's going on in Golden State right now. Draymond with the indefinite suspension and going to counseling.
Something's going on with Draymond. I think Draymond's suffering for something mental. Seriously, I'm not being funny. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Cess.
There's definitely something going on there, and I don't look at the counseling as I don't take the counseling light. Everybody saw his spin around slap, spin around hit on Yusuf Nurkic, and then it wasn't even half-hearted, just bullshit apology at the post-game conference. Just a bullshit apology. One that, and I'm not even a parent, but sometimes your parents be like, say you sorry. Say it right. Like his mama should have said, say it right. For real. He up there talking, and I'm sorry about that to Yusuf, and I'm gonna tell him I'm sorry, and I'm sorry I didn't mean to hit him, and I was just trying to sell the foul, but it was a hard hit. What? Look that man in his face and tell him hey, hold on, tell him sorry right. That's one of the, somebody should have came right in there right then and said, tell him sorry right. I didn't appreciate that, man. Draymond is too important to other players on the team getting to their game to have this happen, right? He's like the battery in the backpack. I mean, the battery in the back. He's the motor, if you will, for some players. Stephen, King of the Light Skins, as I call him, is just a ball player. And he's going to get his shot off wherever because he's out there running like a Kenyan. And that works with just about anybody on the floor. But Klay, Andrew, they've gotten used to you being the facilitator and the maestro, if you will, of this offense. And when you're not there, it takes them out of their game. And so I think essentially what I'm saying is that when Draymond gets thrown out of the game, it's like 3 people getting thrown out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because now Klay's game is off, Wiggs'
Mm-hmm.
game is off,
Mm-hmm.
and then Draymond's out of there. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't have his intangibles, and we don't have, quite frankly, Draymond's 3-point shooting was not so bad this year. It was 6 to 9 points that we have been able to come to rely on a little bit this season. So the importance of him. And so now if I'm executive leadership at the Golden State Warriors, I have to look at, am I letting this man hold me hostage? Is this man holding my organization hostage with his behavior and because I know that his basketball IQ is off the charts and he's smart himself, his antics are costing us.
I
And at
think
what
this is
point?
you know what it says. I'm glad you said that. I think this is what. Remember when Klay and Steph were in the golf tournament, and even the commentators were talking, huh?
Don't mention that. There was no reason for Klay to be out.
Here's the thing. Even the commentators were talking about what is the delay with Draymond getting signed. If you recall, Draymond was at that tournament supporting his teammates. Mm-hmm. It took Golden State a long time to re-up Draymond Green. This may be the reason why. Now, I did a little digging. Do people remember when Draymond had the unfortunate situation on Snapchat? That was never explained as to what the internal discipline was or what actually resulted from that. Reserving the.
Wait a minute. Hold
on. I'm about to make it.
Remind him of what happened on Snapchat.
He leaked a video of his intimate parts to the world on Snapchat.
I mean, your question was, we didn't know what was the punishment or the results of those antics.
Well, here's the thing.
Now he knocked his teammate out on video. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What were the results of those antics?
Right. So
I imagine Draymond is running around in San Francisco at Chase Center like Bam Bam, dude. Do y'all know who Bam Bam is? Barney's child. Bam Bam, Bam Bam, just Bam Bam, just fucking shit up. Okay. And Coach Ro got to excuse me because I'm cussing more than normal, and I try to keep it under control. But I told y'all from the beginning I cuss like a sailor, and I'm mad to the motherfucker about this right here. This is horrible. That the way that this dynasty is ending is basically being torn apart by the very heart and soul of what helped put it together. Who burns down their own success?
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm wondering if this has anything to do with Steve Kerr being in the last year of his contract and whether or not he's going to get brought back. See, does Draymond want Steve Kerr still there? Do they still want to play for Steve? Because I done said before, I thought Steve was on the hot seat, but
you know what? I think you're on to something, Cess. I think that the odd person out is Draymond, and the Golden State Warriors organization is looking like, what did we do when we had a chance to part ways? Now, do I think that Steph said, oh no, you have to keep Draymond? Draymond is the anchor of the defense. Draymond is the reliable as far as like physically showing up on the court and giving his all. He's the workhorse. He's a stat stuffer. He elevates his game every playoff. All of this is true. A la the year when he kicked LeBron miraculously, Cleveland beat him. Wasn't a coincidence that they stole that game, I think, in the next one too, and put Golden State out of the playoffs, which I was very happy about, by the way. But I digress. I think that this is about the money and the contracts, which brings me back to what you mentioned 8 months ago when he gave Jordan Poole one of the hardest punches I've ever seen on an alleged teammate that you get along with. And it is.
Tell me the teammate you seen get hit harder.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, that was
No,
a
I
punch
haven't.
heard
That's what
around.
I'm saying.
Yeah, that was a punch heard around the world.
Well, I've heard about some, but actually seeing it, no. But it's alleged. Do the audience let us educate you on what's alleged? That was the conversation. What prompted Draymond to punch Poole? Here we go. Poole allegedly said, "Draymond, you're broke. Why is your Twitter handle Money Green when you're broke and you're not even gonna get a new contract?" Ding, ding, ding. Draymond punches him. Poole is out. Draymond gets his new contract within what, 2 months, 3 months after that. So we see a theme here that's dealing with
bam, 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 bam.
But I mean, again, one of my, as you all know, I do some outside coaching here. Everybody think it's sports, but it's actually professional coaching. But we'll get to that another day. But when it comes, I only mention that to say that I stopped blaming the person doing it, and I started blaming the people that are letting them do it. I'm blaming the Golden State organization. You knew what you had. He continues to do scandalous things, and you keep signing them. So you kind of getting what you deserve. This was bound to happen. I mean, would there be any takers if they surprisingly put him on the block at the trade deadline? Somebody would probably throw their hat in the ring.
Probably not.
I think they would, but they're not going. But they're not going. But the reason why. Let me tell you why not. The reason not is because they're going to ask for way too much. But as far as his skill set and what he brings, I think a lot of teams would love to have a Draymond Green, a team that's contending.
Look, his skill set got us 2-6. his skill set got us 2-6. Okay, when he don't play.
And you know what's interesting that you say that? He reminds me of, and I'm not. Let me say,
only a third of the way into the season.
I'm not comparing him to a Big Baby Davis or a Ben Gordon, but Draymond just seems like one of those players where if he went somewhere else, he would be almost like a Ben Wallace. His game would go down. He wouldn't know. He wouldn't fit in. You know, that's just what it seems like because he's in a system that fits his skill set. Remember when he was drafted, people had no idea what position he would play because of what he did at Michigan State. He didn't really have a position at Michigan State. They listed him, I think, as a forward, but he played point. He did a lot of shooting. He played center. He did everything. So, yeah. Tough.
Now he ain't doing nothing. He's barely in the game. Barely in the game. He's barely playing now. That's unacceptable. I've been waiting to hear what Draymond's mom has to say about all of this. Because she's usually really candid and really honest about what's going on with Dre. And I love Dre. I hate to hear them on TV blaming his antics on Saginaw. This don't have anything to do with Saginaw
let's not do that.
Or Sag Nasty, as I found out it was called. But this is bigger than that. He may need the counseling. I don't think I don't think that he's in a position where a fresh start helps him. Because I think that Draymond is only interested in playing for championships. And I can't think of a contender that would pick him up or give up anything to get him.
That's the key right there, what you just said, Cess. What would you give up to get him if you're a contender? I agree.
And if you're not contending, he could be more of a disruption in your locker room than anything if you're not playing for the championships. But again,
you know what? I could think of, you know what? You know who might take him? The Knicks. The New York Knicks might take him because they've been trying to dump off AJ Barrett, and they've been trying to dump I know AJ Barrett is one of them, and they're trying to get value It's a couple players in that have not been getting starting minutes that's in the doghouse over there too, that they drafted high. Couple players over there, yeah. We'll have to look that up, Cess. But I know AJ Barrett is one of them. They're not happy with him. They would do it. New York would do it, and New York would welcome him too. His attitude fits in New York. Now, would his game translate there? Not sure.
Let me tell you something. For all the stuff that he does, his intangibles and all of that, he doesn't have a Madison Square Garden type of game. They call it the Mecca of basketball. They would eat him up in the media for not scoring and stuff. And I don't think that there's enough scoring and stuff in New York for him to come and blend in and be accepted without getting beat up.
That's fair. They only have Brunson that scores consistently.
Yeah. So
that's
and then we,
Randolph, with Randall,
But
I mean, Randall would be happy.
Yeah,
Draymond can do all the things he doesn't want to do. Be tough, intimidate.
I think for me, what was really eye opening was the post game press conference after the loss.
Yeah.
And Steve Kerr saying that he was running out of patience, time, and answers.
Yeah.
Because there's some bright spots.
Mm-hmm.
There's some bright spots in Golden State. Brandon Podziemski, however you say, hey, that boy a hell of a two-way player. And he just plays ball. He'd dive on the floor. He'd jump in the stands. I looked up, he got a Band-Aid on one knee, a wrap on the other knee, elbow, got a bump on it, and he just playing out there. And I love to see that type of energy and joy on both ends of the court. And I don't want something like the stuff that's going around Draymond infecting those players. You don't like me to talk about it, but Moses, go back and watch him at the press conference. It was almost like he wanted to say some stuff, but then he didn't say some stuff.
I'm not going to jump on you about mentioning them, Seth, but what I will say is those players are where they are for a reason. I don't see them starting anywhere. I think they're, and no disrespect to any bench players, because you have a role on a championship team or a team competing. I just think that they're very good role players. I don't see them.
Right now, our bench is better. Our bench is playing better than our starters.
But that's because they're playing against other benches.
My point about them is that Draymond's antics and the up and down and the roller coaster of the stuff that he has going on for non-veteran players, for young players just trying to find their footing, for young players trying to, like Moses and them, who are trying to recover from the Jordan Poole situation last year. He could just be. He could be a deflator in those situations of these rising careers that these young men could have. And it's unfortunate because you know that Draymond is a natural leader. You know that he has a super high basketball IQ. You see him when he's talking the game and enlightening his teammates, especially in defensive stuff. So we know that he could be a help to these guys, but he's just not being a help to their games right now. And that's unfortunate. And again, that's another reason that I would move on. But I want to come off Draymond a little bit, and just before we move to the next topic, I want to talk about the other two guys up here on this screen. Because Klay, where are you? Hey, Casper the Ghost, where are you? Where are you? Now you pissed off because you wasn't in at the end of the game, and I understand Klay was probably, I think, one of the only starters that was a plus in the plus minus category. But and I want to say Moses Moody was almost talking about Klay Thompson when he was talking about people taking ill-advised shots. Because Klay, you out there taking some shots sometimes when you should be passing it. And I know you used to being the Splash Brothers, but we're not splashing right now. And you talked about this season being more cerebral. With the game. And you're not.
Okay. I get it. I understand. Well, not I understand. I heard what Steve Kerr said, but it is disrespectful to put Klay Thompson on the bench after all of the things that he's done. You have to let him work through whatever he's working through. You cannot put him on the bench. And Moses, as you call him, go somewhere and sit down. Come in when your number is called.
Listen.
You cannot. That was wrong, Seth.
We are a third.
Seth,
We are
no.
We are a third. We are a third way through the system. I got to play with who want to play with Steph.
They're comparing.
I'm out there wasting Stefan's efforts. Steph goes to the bench and it's a 16-point lead. Steph comes back and we down 6.
You have to let this man work through whatever he works through.
Listen,
how can he be regarded? How can he be regarded as
I'm not gonna let you keep. I'm not gonna let you keep. I'm not gonna let you keep guarding the store if you keep letting them come here and rob us blind. Now listen, you got to stop something.
This man has been compared in different trios of greatest of all time.
Klay Thompson is my favorite player in this era right now. So it's hard for me to say that about Klay, but he like Casper the Ghost right now. Klay, where are you? Where are you? Maybe he needs to go. Maybe he needs to go. Headband Klay. Maybe we need to see Headband Klay. I don't know, but I'm saying Klay's not. He's not there. He's not there, and by this time, he should be. He's that second in command, or him and Draymond or 1A and 1B as far as leadership on that team, and I need for him to be something different. And it just may be that's not in him. It may be that's just not in him. And I don't know if people in the league are looking at Steph and like, Steph is able to come back better every year. But I wanted to bring up, since we're talking about Klay, something that Gilbert Arenas said about Klay, and I wanted to get your opinion. And this is a former Warrior. He said that Klay's never improved on any part of his game.
I saw that.
He's a 4-time champion, 5-time All-Star, known for scoring and defense. And if I'm honest, the thing that I say about Klay all the time is I think that he's the best shooter in the game when he wants to shoot. Now, don't get me wrong, Steph is king of the threes, but as far as shooting from wherever I want to shoot on this court and being consistent and getting hot and getting it done, I don't think that we've seen anybody better than Klay do it when he wants to, but it's just not consistent enough. And so I would ask you, have you had a season where you came back like, yeah, man, Klay's shooting that ball better than he ever had? Or, Klay's really locking down. He's really defending better than he ever has. Once he had reached that plateau of being Klay Thompson, being a Splash Brother, if we're honest.
No, we haven't, but I think that's kind of an oxymoron.
Okay.
He's a shooter. He's a shooter. So he's not the evolving game type of player. He's not going to go to the rim and create space and lay it up with his left hand, lay it up with his right hand. He's not going to do that. Now, the defense, okay, we can call that out on just about anybody that's a true scorer, that they're not playing defense. So it's like
he was the best two-way player in the game at one point.
Okay.
That's not just being any kind of defensive player.
Okay,
he was the best defensive player in the game.
But as far as the Gilbert Arenas saying his game hasn't improved or evolved, what are you talking about, Gilbert? He's a shooter. That's what he is. Is what he's always going to be.
Would you say that Steph's shooting has gotten better since he's been in the league? Would you say that Steph's defense has gotten better since he's been in the league?
Yes, but Steph has gotten better in every area of his game, though.
Okay, so.
But again.
What makes him any different?
Because Steph showed right away that he had other facets to his games. They need. I didn't see Klay come off the dribble and dunk on somebody. That was about 4 years ago, maybe 5.
It was actually his first play back from his injuries. He came off the dribble and dunked somebody. right at the rim. That was his first play back from being out hurt.
Well, can I get my theory on
Dun, dun,
this?
dun.
I think
Come on.
my theory on this is Klay Thompson before this season was offered a $48 million 2-year extension.
Mhm.
That's the problem. Klay feels that he was disrespected. There's always follow the money. Look at his face on the picture. The one when I'm sitting down. Follow the money. Follow the money.
Then I'm even more disappointed in you.
Okay, and I can go with that.
Because 2 years, 48 million, 2 years, 50 million. Draymond got 4 years, 100 million. You coming off 2 devastating injuries. We've been patiently waiting for you to get the confidence back in your game and in your body.
I think there's been
but I think it's a fair deal.
Oh, I totally agree with the deal, but here's what I think. I think there's more to it. I think that when Klay was hurt, Golden State stuck with him, but there was some buzz. Is he going to be the odd warrior out, so to speak? I think that as you eloquently stated when the season first started, there may have been conversations about, do we have any deals out here for Klay? Which is the reason why they only offer him the 2 year.
Listen, 3 is an odd number, so somebody was always going to be the odd man out.
Oh, absolutely.
Period. Now, my issue with this is for Klay to be looking like this on the picture, like you said, look how you look on the picture. You come from an NBA family, which means you, better than a whole lot of other people in this league, know how this business works. It's a business. You're only as good as the last thing. This is a what have you done for me lately type of business. What have you done for me lately? And
He's
we keep sitting
career
here.
Lows in all areas.
Now we sitting here with the 100 billion. We want to give it to you. But when you go out there, you're not giving us a reason to be like, yeah, oh yeah, we need to go ahead and give him this 100 million. We can't do it. We can't do it without him. And then you have your counterpart who keeps coming back stronger, faster, better, more improved in some area of his game every year. Putting pressure on, what have you done for me lately?
But I think that's the problem, though, Cess. And that's not Steph's fault. Steph is evolving, and Klay is looking like, okay, right now, he's posted career lows, 15.4 points a game, 39% shooting from the field. That's awful. And 34% from three-point range. All of these are season lows for him. So you don't think for 1 minute that he's not in his own head, knowing that he's stinking a place up, and his counterpart is like getting better and better.
Hey man, he's too quick to be telling somebody he's a 4-time champion. Get out your own head, man. Get out your head.
I agree.
Get out your head. You a grown ass man, dog. You ain't in your head too much to cash them checks. Now earn your money. Period.
Or how about this?
We had a point now where everybody got to earn their check.
I agree. And here's the thing. I think that there was some more like, we always talk about being grandfathered in. I think that for there not being a deal now, by there not being a deal right now, I think the writing's on the wall to say you're going to be a free agent after this season. That's not sitting well with him.
But here's the thing that he should also know about this business. Free agent don't mean gone.
Right.
Free agent don't mean gone.
Right.
You can still be a warrior, but you need to be showing up every game, showing me a reason why you still need to be a warrior. But pouting?
I agree.
Pouting? Because what I heard all of the men come to the mic and say was, Steve told us at the beginning of the season, he gonna play who's doing what they supposed to be doing. He's gonna play what's hot. And sometimes you're gonna be the odd man out. And when they asked Steph what his expectation was, Steph's expectation was, Klay, your feelings is hurt, but I expect you to show up and be a professional and do your job. Do your part. Period.
So
because if you don't think because if you don't think Moses Moody is coming, Brandon Podziemski is absolutely coming on as a two-way player. and they're gonna get you out the way for that energy. Period.
I honestly says, I know we got to move on, but honestly says, I was surprised that he turned down that 2-year, $48 million deal. I was surprised.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing that I was surprised about. And I want to just get to this. I might as well go ahead and get to this guy. Tyrese Haliburton could have been a Warrior.
Yeah.
Tyrese Haliburton could have been a Warrior.
Could have been a Piston.
We're not talking about Detroit right now.
But no, you're right. But no, you're right. You're right. He could have been.
But instead, we got James Wiseman, who, weirdly enough, the Pistons ended up with. But I digress. He could have been a Warrior.
Right.
You could have had some young talent in here. And that's some real young talent, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's some real young talent. And I don't know if it's just and I hate to say, I hate to say that that it's the tournament that made him that brought him to the forefront or put him in front of people, right?
It was.
Because I think the young man was coming anyway this season. Yeah, I think that he was coming anyway this season.
No. You're right. Let's break this down. Okay, he started. He was showing flashes in Sacramento.
Yeah,
Nobody
absolutely.
cared about Sacramento. Nobody was watching Sacramento. It's about the markets he was in. He goes from Sacramento to Indiana, another market. It's like these aren't big markets. So you're absolutely right, Cess. The play-in, the end season tournament showcased him in front of people that normally wouldn't watch Indiana Pacers basketball. Now we watch Indiana Pacers because we're NBA fans. We know who he is. We know the starting lineup. We know the people that play for him. But other people did not know that he was on this caliber level. So now when the All-Star game comes up, people will know why he's in the All-Star game. They'll know why. I'm gonna tell you what else helped them know. That the World Championship. He had 2 spotlight performances. One when he was with the USA team, and then now this in-season tournament. The USA team performance put him on the radar. Like, wait a minute, people were thinking, who is this? It's like he's been in the league. So
I'll tell you who this is. This is one or two of the next faces of this here league we in. And I mean,
absolutely.
I know people are talking about the Jaylen Browns and the Jason Tatums.
Yeah.
I think the time for them to be the face of the league has passed.
Absolutely.
I think that they are, no doubt, unequivocal superstars in this league. Those guys that I mentioned, but not on their way to being faces of the league just because of how long they've been in the league now.
Absolutely.
But this kid here, man.
No, you're right. And he does it all. He gets his. I mean, he does well in front of the media. He's animated on the court. He has a story as far as when he talks about how he was, when he was in Sacramento, how he was shocked that he got traded. But hey,
we could have traded down and got this talent right here.
Yep. Absolutely. But yeah, he's gonna be he's gonna be one of the faces, as we say.
And I want to jump. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off,
good.
but I do want to say this before we get away from this tournament, because the tournament was absolutely phenomenal. The NBA did an awesome job with this here thing, and I don't want people to be thrown off by the narrative that they're putting out about the tournament didn't achieve the viral success that they thought it was going to achieve, right? Because it was only the championship was like the 6th best or the something non-Christmas game. So we're not talking playoffs, like it didn't rank that high. But I want to caution people to understand that the purpose of the in-season tournament, and I get it mixed up with I call it the play-in tournament all the time. The in-season tournament is more like a March Madness kind of tournament, and it's more to showcase the young talent that's out here. And so I think just by the competitive nature of the tournament and the way it was knockouts, because you didn't see the names that they thought they were gonna see in Vegas, they didn't get the draw that they thought they were gonna see. Now they thought in Vegas they were gonna see Steph, they thought they were gonna see Giannis, they thought they would have saw Jokic, they thought they probably maybe LeBron. They probably expected LeBron to be there, or maybe you expected, some of these other up and coming teams, some of these other young teams. Maybe you expected the Phoenix Suns to be there, right? So I think they were expecting some bigger names that would have gave some bigger draw to those games. But I think that the sheer quality of the competition of those games will have people checking for it next season.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the Phoenix was a game away. They was a game away from Vegas, though. So they were kind of, if you were watching,
everybody was a game away. Golden State was a game away. They couldn't close the deal.
But I mean, they were in that knockout phase, and they lost to who they lose to? Forgot.
It's all right. We ain't gonna spend a whole lot of time trying to remember a loser. I mean, we ain't gonna spend a whole lot of time.
But no, I agree. I think that, but I gave you my take on this a few shows ago. I think the end season tournament was the rebuttal to load management, the rebuttal to season starting off slow and not getting a lot of viewership. And it was good. It was good competitive basketball. I think that along with Haliburton, you had Ant-Man, different players showcasing why they're the next big names in the NBA. So it was successful.
Because we're going to talk about Ant-Man, because he is my second face of this year league. He's my second face of this year league. But this young kid, man, Tyrese Haliburton, man, from the Milwaukee area, good kid. Seems like he's committed to Indiana, because I heard him come out and say, if it's any players that want to come play with them, he gonna be there. He's not looking to leave Indiana, which could be pretty cool. I mean, when you look at the numbers he was able to put up in this tournament, and the tournament was competitive.
Mm-hmm.
He put up 27.8 points, 5.5 rebounds, 13.7 assists.
Mm-hmm.
His impact on the game, is magnificent. Had they gone on, he probably would have been MVP of the tournament, I think, if they'd have been able to continue.
And they focused on stopping him, which is why they lost.
But
the Lakers had a game plan.
But I also feel like his play put him kind of in the overall MVP conversation right now, because he got Indiana playing that nobody thought Indiana. Come on, man, nobody was thinking about Indiana this season.
Yep, I agree.
And I think that's a tribute to the quality of the Indiana organization, that they keep finding a way to be around. Ain't nobody thinking about it. It's like, oh yeah, damn, Indiana over there. Oh yeah, Indianapolis. But they are deep. They are talented. And I think they're going to be some serious contenders in the East under his leadership. So he's definitely one to watch. Yeah, and quickly become one of my favorites. I don't know. I heard Deion Sanders talking about why he doesn't like for players to wear the number 0, but I may be on my way to getting some kind of Tyrese Haliburton gear. And I don't take buying shirts and hats lightly. Y'all see when I put them on, I stand behind them.
Yeah, there's a we're gonna have to talk about that this 2024. This is going to be one of the more interesting MVP races. I think we're gonna have to talk about that.
I think we're gonna get an MVP we haven't seen before. It's not gonna be one of the usuals. I mean, Jokic could repeat, but we could see something else happen.
Yeah, it's a couple, but it's interesting.
It's gonna be real interesting. We'll see down the stretch, and we'll see after the shakeups, because I think we're gonna see some shakeups to some teams and that kind of stuff. But since you mentioned him, let's get to him. Hey man, who got next? Ant-Man got next, y'all.
Man, yeah. Yeah.
Ant-Man got next, y'all. If you don't know him, it's Anthony Edwards. I want to say he's an Atlanta boy.
Yep.
One of the most, one of the
Went to
most
Georgia.
went to Georgia. One of the most athletic players in the game. I mean, I think he said he could play everything: baseball, golf, you name it, he'll do it. I like his swag. I like his trash talk. I like the way he back it up. I like the way he'll just take off. Uh, I like the way his hairstyle match his grit. You understand? I know exactly what I'm gonna get. Okay, and I mean it. And he's just a joy to watch. I love his game as much as I love his smile. You
Hmm.
understand? He knows that he's got, what do they call it? It. Man, he's
Yeah.
got it. He's
Well,
got it. He's got that. When he smiles, you hear that ding at the end. It's
yeah.
hey, he's got it.
And what I think that again another recipient of the USA basketball
Oh,
tournament, he
oh,
was intended to come off the bench and
you
became
talk
the
about
leader of that team.
took
Now
advantage of the opportunity. Yes, he
here's what
did. Yes, he
here's
did.
what I like about Anthony Edwards.
Whew. Yeah, talk about him.
He's very scary because he's figuring out when to be explosive. He's
Have you ever heard
figuring it
somebody
out.
say? Have you ever heard somebody say, uh, "Ooh, we man, if he knew his own strength or she knew her own
Exactly.
strength, woo,
Exactly. He's
when
figuring it out.
he get his own strength down, man, oh man, oh man, oh man."
He's figuring out. See the as most athletic rookies, when he came into the league, it was all about he's so athletic, and that's what he was trying to do on every play when he touched the ball. Every time
Mm-hmm.
he touched the ball, he was trying to make a highlight. Now he's figuring out. Wait a minute.
It's
I
almost
mean,
like Jordan. It's
yeah,
almost like Jordan.
yeah,
And he was just dunking on everybody.
yeah.
And then he figured out, oh, I'm only gonna fly sometimes.
Hmm.
It's rare air, right?
He's got a nice
Um,
fit footer. He's getting better at the
listen,
3-point range.
listen, guys. I keep trying to get Coach Ro to stay longer. 60 minutes is coming to an end. I think we got a 2-hour show. Um, but I'll keep working on them. I didn't get to talk about these Gamecocks. I'm gonna lead with the Gamecocks next time because I think it's really important that we really start spending the time that we need to spend on women's basketball because that's really going to be our focus uh, going into 2024.
That's right.
So we will be live. We will be live for the LSU South Carolina game. We'll be live in engaging and giving our real time reactions and commentary to what we see going on in this game. We will start uh, going live, I think, every Monday evening.
Hmm.
Uh, Going into 2024, we're gonna get a couple practice sessions because y'all know I'll mess up the buttons and hang up some people and hit my blunt and hit the mute or drop a caller or miss a comment. So we're gonna practice some stuff, but we're gonna get to these Gamecocks because MiLaysia Fulwiley, I want people to understand she's a freshman. She's a freshman, so expect the growing pains. So I don't want to hear a whole lot of why didn't she play? How come she set 3 minutes? She's not a senior. She's only, I don't know, has she played 10 games yet in
No.
her college career? So she's gonna be learning. We talk about Anthony Edwards is still learning and figuring it out, and he's a pro. Baby girl is a freshman. She gonna figure it out, and she got the teacher to show her. So let's
Hmm.
everybody take a beat for a minute. Dawn know what she's doing, and I like that MiLaysia is open to it. She can sit down, she can take it in, she can be disappointed, and still get the lesson as to how what she needs to do to be out there the next time. But I also wanted to call out Paopao. What a transfer of leadership this young lady has been coming over um, from Oregon, and to hear her say that the reason that she came was because what she felt like they were missing in the tournament last year was what she could offer, which was 3-point shooting. And so I talk a whole lot about Malaysia, and she's the next thing up and coming. But this young lady, Te-Hina Paopao, and I hope I'm saying it right. And if I'm not, everybody knows, come on the show and tell me how to say it right. Because if I see you, it's because I see something in you, and the young lady has game. And so I want to make sure that we start to highlight some of these other talents on this team. Paopao, and we're gonna talk about Cordosa. Just a lot of the young ladies on that team. Coach, I know we got a wrap. Is there anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Just once again, always enjoying the conversation, and we are working on having more time. I love the accurate points. I'm going to continue to do some digging on my Pistons, and yeah, that's it. That's all I have.
Well, y'all know what it is. Until next time, stay tuned. Talk soon. We out.